I'm Campson the Untamed Oracle, and this is going to be a collective reading. I have been waiting on Spirit to speak to me, and I respond when I'm called. I'm a three-fifth martyr, heretic, in human design, so my response is more productive when I respond to a need. And so that is this moment. If you are new, welcome. If you already know me, welcome. And I'm going to get straight into the reading. First of all, I want to say take a moment to take a breath. Do this breath from your belly, not your chest. So many of us have been living in fight or flight survival mode for so long. It's our baseline now, and it feels normal. So we have to intentionally move out of our head because survival mode is based on you thinking about everything. Okay? We need to get back in our body. And so, in order to do that, activate the parasympathetic nervous system. All right? And even slowing down your breathing, slowing down your speaking, your processing just for a moment. Be here with me now. Okay? I call forth my I divine self to guide me through this reading. I call forth your I divine self to be in this space with us. Any ancestors who have ascended to higher levels of consciousness and love, any spirit guides, goddesses that are supportive of us, they are welcome in this space. But that is it. Anything that would not be useful or helpful is not welcome in this space. Ashe, ashe, ashe. All right. So while I'm recording this, it happens to be the first new moon of 2026. This new moon energy is very interesting. I feel like I feel like we have been through turbulent waters, all types of storms. So many catastrophic things are happening in the world right now. And some of us are annoyed that there are people who are moving through life as if nothing is happening. Some of us are annoyed because it seems like people are letting themselves get too overwhelmed and distracted by what is happening and not focusing on the things that matter the most. And some people are just somewhere in between, and some people just don't give a fuck no more because it's just like, whatever. Like, it's nothing that I can do about these things, whatever. I feel all of that. So I feel a wave of a lot of energy coming into this reading. So let's get into this and see what guidance that we will receive. And if a message from the Akashic Records comes up, I will give that as well. Sometimes when I start channeling, my speech, tone, language does change. So no, I'm not a MK Ultra victim. I don't know. Am I? Are you? Who knows, right? But what I do know is that I allow spirit to speak through me, and it comes through however it's going to be in service to the souls who find me. I'm not easy to find. I'm not easy to find, so welcome. To shabakalere te no kolere fani ne tete se te kolere do kolere ne ke te kabata se ko shete kamineta. Te kalale do kolere dese. Miso sabakalere tano. Dese shete kolere te ne no kobakiri. Ooh, somebody need to do an energy clearing. Somebody need to do a sweep. Do a sweep. Sweep your house, sweep you, sweep your mind. Energy clearing, energy clearing. Get a bag, put some stuff in it that you don't need. It's taking up space. It's taking up unnecessary space. And it's inviting confusion into your life. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Whatever it is, your hand touch it and you're like, you know what? I don't even need this no more. I don't even use it. Get rid of it. Give it to somebody else. Put it in a bag to give away. Sometimes I get so tied up with so many things because I'm a chronic illness warrior. So I totally understand the journey of that. And so sometimes there are a lot of things that I need to get done and I can't get them all done. But there are things that are important to me, but my body may not be able to always do it. So what I do, I keep bags hanging on the back of doorknobs or in corners in certain rooms. And when I touch things that I don't need, I grab them and put them in that bag. Put it in that bag. That way, once that bag gets full, I'm like, okay, drop it off at the Salvation Army, drop it off at the Goodwill, or see if somebody needs some stuff in here that I already know. And then I don't have to keep doing deep cleanings where I'm getting rid of stuff, but I'm just making it a habit of doing it. So I am often clearing out space for the things we're calling in. You have been calling things in that you have not made room for. And so your nervous system is like, baby, honey, ma'am, whatever you are, you're not making space for this. Like, okay, you're calling it in. We hear you. Okay, we want to bring it to you, but you haven't made room for it. And so the way that you declutter the nervous system, because the nervous system it's like a highway, and it gets gridlocked, it gets backed up. It's like rush hour traffic, and it's intense. Movement is not really happening like it needs to be happening. And your nervous system is just stuck. You're either stuck in freeze, you're stuck in fight, you're stuck in a state of stress. And a lot of us don't know how to modulate and regulate our own selves, and that's what we're learning now. Ain't that amazing? Now, we went most of our lives and we didn't know that it was important for us to do that. So that inner work, that inner decluttering, yeah, that's what's going to serve you right now. You have messages from the ancestors, messages from the spirit realm. Whatever you see as a higher source of consciousness, these messages have been waiting to come to you. They can't come to you because you haven't made room for them. Make room, make space, take time for yourself, even if it's just 10 minutes. Be like, the next 10 minutes is for me. What is it that I need? Do I need some water? Do I need some tea? Do I need to hydrate? Do I need to give myself a foot rub? Like, what do I need? What will help me to feel good in this moment right here? That's how you make space for the things you've been calling in. The people who are watching me right now, your issue is not calling things in. The troubleshooting that you've been wanting to do is, have I made space to receive this? And is my nervous system regulated enough to receive the messages, to see the synchronicities, to hear the whispers? Because spirit isn't loud. Because there's so much noise in the world, there's a lot of noise inside of here. And this is why the goal is to get out of here and get back in the body. Regulate the nervous system. If your interstate, it has a traffic jam, then when the emergency vehicles, which represents your spirit team, it's trying to get to you. But it's a wreck here, it's a wreck there, it's somebody rear-ended there. It's shit everywhere. And they're like, I can't get to you. I hear you. I'm listening. I saw the vision board. I heard the call. I heard the petition. I heard the prayer. I heard you crying out. But I can't get to you. Make room. Ashe. Thank you. Ashe. It was you. Okay. Ashe. Chrysotile animals. Okay, animals. Totem animals. Totem animals are such a huge part of every indigenous culture I have studied. For some reason, over here in the West, totem animals lost their significance, but eating animals gained a significance. It was almost if the sacredness of animals was forgotten. Remember the sacredness of animals, and when they cross your path, ask intuition, was that a message for me? If so, I'm open to receive it. And if nothing comes through, it's okay for you to search. What does it mean if you see this particular animal or insect, whatever it is? Do that, okay? Do that. Because when I first started my journey, I had no idea what a spirit animal was. I knew nothing about totem animals. I saw the totem poles. I didn't know that they meant something. And I didn't know that they were important and they were sacred. And that most of what we know now, we learned from the animal kingdom. Tai Chi, martial artists, from philosophical teachers that are very well known, shamans. It was animals that taught them. That's how a lot of us learn what to eat out in the wild, in the wilderness. We have so much to be grateful for the animals have brought to us. And they are on the decline. They are fighting the same battles that we are. And us returning back to the sacredness of that. It's important. So pay attention to that. Okay? Pay attention to that. Petrified wood represents ancestors. Interesting, because I mentioned this, okay? And I know the cards are backwards. It's okay. I'm using the other side of my camera so I can see what I'm doing. But I told y'all, messages want to come through. Messages want to come through. Messages want to come through. Are you in a space to receive them? Okay? Now let me tell you something that I just learned recently. Religion was confusing because on one hand, they would pray and they would say things like Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which denoted the significance of ancestors, right? But then in the New Testament, it was more like, if they dead, let the dead bury the dead. Don't trust anything that looks like them if they're dead, because it's probably a demon pretending to be them to do something to hurt you. It was just, the teachings was just so all over the place. But your ancestors, whether they were religious or not, those that loved you, whether you know them or not, they are aware of you. So this is because of the quantum entanglement between our DNA with our ancestors. So I have some people in readings that say, well, I don't know who my ancestors are. That's okay. They know you. It is a frequency match that we have with ancestors. I've had ancestors come to me in dreams that I do not know. So back to this, because Spirit is taking me back to this because this is significant. I share my journey not to make these videos about me, but so you all have a real world experience to see, and then you can map out some of your own experiences. But in 2012, two wolves visited me. I was getting ready to go to bed, and yes, I had found a video with this indigenous shaman, and he had this ritual that he would do for anxiety. And it was a combination of using the 4 directions, moving, I can't find that video anywhere now, but moving your body in the 4 directions, stepping with your feet, turning in each direction, and breathing. And I did this because I was having a panic attack. And I don't know, this was the first time I followed the voice, and the little whisper in my head said, go to YouTube and look up something from an indigenous culture for anxiety, because I didn't want to keep taking anxiety medication. So I did that, found that. The video resonated with me. I did it. I felt good. I was like, oh my God. Back then I said, oh my God. But what is happening? What is this? What did I just do? I feel the difference, right? Fell asleep that night. I woke up because I felt somebody breathing on me, and I'm like, who in the hell? They know I'm trying to sleep. They breathing all in my face and stuff. Rude. Opened my eyes, and it was a huge ass, what looked like to be a werewolf, right there in my face, breathing. I could feel the breath. I was scared shitless, could not move, just laid there, didn't move. I was a Christian at the time, but I was starting to go through an awakening. I was starting to question things and do deeper research as well. And telepathically, the wolf said to me, I am your protector. And I was like, well, shit, where the hell you been? Because your girl done been through hell. I'm thinking to myself, like, I didn't been through hell, literally. Where have you been? Why are you just now showing up? He was like, I couldn't get to you. You weren't on the frequency for me to get to you. You have to be in a similar frequency for me to reach you. We're separated. We're in different dimensions. I was just like, okay. Still scared shitless, but I received the message. It resonated with me. And he said, I've been assigned to you because of your lineage. And I looked at the foot of the bed, and it was a female werewolf at the foot of the bed. And they were more wolf than human. And she was a little bit smaller than he was. And he let me know, like, yes, she's a part of my clan, so to speak. And we protect you. I'll never forget that. The next day I woke up, I think I recorded a YouTube video about it. I uploaded it. But I thought that I had called some demons in. But they didn't do anything to harm me. Nothing happened harmful to me. And at this point, I started to question spirit animals to figure out what that was and why that was significant. Now, fast forward from the spirit animal situation, because we're talking about the ancestor card that came up. I didn't think that was important. I was like, why would that be important? I had to go no contact with my biological family. I love them so much. I can't even have a relationship with them. I would like to. So why is this even important? It was like, it's important because when an ancestor has descendants, there is an ancestral intelligence that you can summon through your consciousness. And if your nervous system is regulated, you can receive the messages. And so I really start to comprehend the importance of acknowledging your ancestors, whether you know them or not. It's so important. And it's really hurtful when we die and the people that loved us forget us. It hurts. Some souls become earthbound because they were forgotten. And so I often tell people in one-on-ones, and it can seem complicated, but even if you're no contact and someone passes away, you hadn't talked to them in years, still something that you feel. You can tell that that person was connected to you, right? You honor them. You burn a blue or white candle. You say a prayer for their soul to be able to safely move through its next evolutionary cycle. And so I started to do that. My life started to improve. Peace of mind started to increase. Yeah, I have rough days, but not like I used to. Nothing like I used to. All right. So that was the message. Ironically, we got ancestors and spirit animals, and I was just talking about that. So that right there, that means that that's something that's very important. Okay, so in order for this to impact your life in a positive way, it must be something that you value. And you value things by being devoted to learning and being devoted to practicing, being devoted to being receptive to these things. Okay? So just keep that in mind. This is a practice. That's why it's called a spiritual practice. Right? Don't get overwhelmed by the semantics of it all. Don't try to be perfect. Just open it up, the conversation. Enter the chamber of healing. That is a portal. You are in a portal. You are in a portal. Whoever's watching this, you are in the midst of a portal, and you probably can feel it. Things are changing. You can feel the change. You're not quite sure what it is. You feel different. You see things around you that vibrationally are not a match for you. People that are no longer vibrational match for you. You're in this in-between space, and you feel something coming. You don't quite know what it is. There are things that you desire. You don't know how to get there. Here we go. Let's get some guidance. Enter the chamber of healing. A spiritual gift of healing is coming to you now. Be open without expectation or preconceived notions, and allow the healing energy to help you find the best solution for any situation that does not appear to be as it should be. Allow the healing energy to help you find the best solution for any situation that does not appear to be as it should be, and expect your miracle. So don't worry about preconceived notions. Don't worry about the steps how to get there. Just wake up expectant. How much different would our day be if we woke up and with a smile on our face and say, I don't know how, but I'm expecting something great to happen for me today. I trust that something miraculous is unfolding for me, and I'm open to receive that. How about instead of waiting until something happens to give gratitude, we give gratitude as the offering beforehand. We say, I'm grateful for the miracles that are unfolding for me today. I might feel like shit right now, but I'm grateful for the beautiful things unfolding for me today. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for it. I haven't even saw it yet. I'm grateful for it. I give thanks. I woke up. Yeah, I'm not feeling my best. Yes, it's stuff happening. Yes, it's stuff happening in my house, my life, my job. It's just shit happening in the world. Yes, but I'm grateful that something that reflects love is going to happen for me today. Thank you. I don't need to see it to believe it. I'm going to believe it until I finally see it. How would your week change if you do this every day for the next week? How would your life change if you do this for the rest of your life? Is that a challenge that anybody is up for? Because I am. And there's a backlash when you give great advice and don't receive your own advice. And maybe some of us here, that's one of our shadow traits. Okay, so I'm going to take my own advice, and I'm going to make sure the first words that come out my mouth when I wake up be, I'm grateful for the miracles that are unfolding for me today. Even deeper, I feel like something great is going to happen for me today. Yeah. And know that your miracle is coming. I don't know why, but I don't know if what I'm saying is something that's already happening or something that will help you if you do it. But I see somebody holding themselves and kind of bending over, and you're just like wailing and you're letting it all out. You're getting it all out. Instead of suppressing, instead of ignoring that feeling, ignoring those emotions, it's just this heaviness sometimes that comes up, and sometimes we try to busy ourselves out of facing it. But I see someone saying, no, I'm going to hold myself and face this, and I'm going to let this move through me. I don't want to hold on to this anymore. I release this. I release this pain. I release this sadness. I release the bitterness that I feel. I release the grief. I release everything, betrayal and abandonment embedded inside of me. This does not belong to me. This is not my natural, authentic state of being. I release this. This does not feel like love to me. I release this and I call in love. I'm making room for love. I'm clearing out space for love. I release this. I will hold myself through this and walk myself through this and love myself through this. I release this. I'm not going to pretend like everything is okay. This moment is for me. This moment is for me to not abandon me, for me to acknowledge me, to acknowledge my feelings. My feelings are valid. My feelings are fucking valid, and I matter. I matter, and I release everything that I do not need to hold on to because it is not serving me. Mm. I'm making room. I'm making room. I've been calling in my miracle every grand rising. I'm making room for it. I'm making room for you. Yeah, that's beautiful. Add that into your practice. Mm, mm, mm. Hold on. We got to get that. We got to get that. Okay. So, two cards came up. And page ones. So, when you make space, okay, when you make space, when you decide that you are going to be more devoted to a spiritual practice and you show up and you do it every day, when you do this, it is going to bring in the energy that you have been needing, the confidence that you have been ready to step into. It's going to bring this in. Messages that you have been needing to hear, opportunities will open up for you. A lot of times when these things aren't happening for us, it's because we're not really open for it to happen. We're too stuck looking back, and he's not looking back. He's looking forward. Okay, he's looking forward, and he got a feather in his hat. It's almost as if to say the feather is lighter energy. So doing things to lighten your load, to help you feel more confident, because when you live in survival mode, you're not open to exploration, new things, adventure, and exploring different aspects of yourself. This is what I teach in the coven embodiment. To I teach people, like, I'm in the background, like, we're going to role play. Let's not be you tomorrow we're going to be Isis, right? And this is how Isis would handle your life tomorrow. That's who you embody tomorrow. And let's just see what happens. You have to be curious to do that. But when you live in survival mode, you lack curiosity. You don't want anything to you want to keep control over everything. You need everything to be a certain way. And so we get blocked up like that. And so it blocks our progress. It blocks our evolution and our growth. Okay? So I just know that what you've been desiring has been waiting on you to get in a frequency high enough for you to see it. Because opportunities can come all day long, but if we can't see it, then you'll miss it. Now, I also pulled the Seven of Swords, and it's got me wondering, have you deceived your own self about something? You know what I'm saying? Like, because sometimes self-deception seems like something outside of us is negatively influencing our journey, but sometimes we're self-deceived because we can't see things getting better. That's self-deception. If right now you have a hard time saying that things will get better for you, it's deception. It's not true. It can't get better for you. Not only can it get better for you, but you came with a soul contract for this lifetime to receive the things that are better for you. It may not be something that you're used to doing or saying or trying out. So I want you to start moving differently. Like I know society created all of these norms, and this is normal and that is normal. And I used to live by that. I would never upload a video and use my mother tongue light language. Never, never. It was something that I did in my private life. It was something that I did with people in my private life, but I would never let the world see that. Never. Because it's not a norm. Is it something that's not a norm, but it's authentic to you and you're not doing it? I don't know. You got to ask yourself this, what is it? And then another thing that I feel like is that there are other people, when you're self-deceptive, when you can't see your own greatness, you also attract people who can't see that as well. Don't allow the way that they see you become your own reflection of yourself, because that's self-deception as well. It's kind of contagious, you know. And sometimes people, because we're in a narcissistic society, sometimes people can gaslight us into feeling like we aren't who we are. This is the 3D matrix. This is what the prison planet do. This is how it creates suffering. And so people will come in your life and they will mirror that deception back to you. So if it's a truth that will help you to receive it, just open your heart to receive that truth. But be ready and know that whatever that truth is, whatever deception has been blocking you from the momentum that you could have, be ready to do something different. And this was not what I planned for my life at all. This was not. But I had to move away from the self-deception and the deception embedded in me by society, saying that I couldn't have success doing this, and I can't help anybody doing this. Nobody's going to care about any of this. It's not going to matter. And when I tell you, the 3D Matrix try me all the time to get me to doubt myself, question myself, not feel like I'm confident enough to do the things that I would like to do. And sometimes I'll just get stuck in a cycle of procrastination because I have allowed myself to be deceived. And it could be somebody in your life that's almost, they don't really value themselves. They pretend like they do, but they don't. And so they don't value you either. But they don't realize that they don't value you because they don't realize they don't value themselves. And that energy kind of just been bouncing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So if that's the case, like, we're not doing that. Right? Like, no, we're not doing that. I value myself and I see the deception. And I have not been moving like I value myself. But if that ends today, I'm going to value myself. And it might piss some people off. That's okay. Because I got the dark feminine teachings in the Ending Energetic Fuckery and the Goddess Grimoire. And I have all of these different ways I can neutralize negativity, and I can create boundaries in a way that is not going to lead me to feeling guilty because it wasn't done in the highest frequency. That's why that's in there. Because when you really start changing, everybody is not going to be able to adapt to that. And everybody's not going to want to go with you. Right? And so this is why regulating your own nervous system, soothing yourself, meeting your own emotional needs, not requiring anybody else to do it. I see so many people talking about how, unhappy they have become in their relationship. And a lot of times, especially if you're Gen X, Gen X had Pluto and Libra, so it was a lot of codependency around love for us. And so you attract partners that mirror that wound back to you so you can heal it. And so that is a blessing in itself. It's just not the blessing that we want it to be, but it is a blessing. And you become a better version of you when you learn to use those things as a catalyst for your own evolution. And that's what I've been focused on. And that's what I put in my guidebook and Turn Pain into Purpose course. That's what's in there. I'm talking about, it's so many things in there. I go back into my courses in my ebook and I'm like, what am I going to pull out to share in the video this week? But it's so many things in there. It's so simple the way it's laid out to where I don't even know how I missed it all of these years. But it's because the frequency that we have been operating in is a frequency of survival. And when you're in survival mode, these things do not come to you easily. And no one taught these things to us. And so this is how we learn those things and become masters of ourselves. And so I'm more okay now with people not liking me than I have ever been. And I have more peace, not because people change, but because my inner sanctuary is secure. The Memphis just slipped out, but it's secure. I cannot pronounce that any other way. I practice my Memphis accent very much. Secure, okay? But being secure in yourself is secure for whatever is showing up in your life that feels like fear, that feels like stagnation, that feels like it's just this, it's just this, shit just feel, transmute that shit. I'm telling you, when I realize why we get into relationships that lead to us being unhappy, it was because we got into the relationship with coping mechanisms that were founded in our abandonment wounds. We were not secure attached in our love attachment. And depending on how we was raised, that created the inner economy. Econ, me, right? So that's the inner, right, ways that we operate. And I don't know, like, are you willing to do this? Sometimes you have to have the courage to be disliked in order to be authentic. And you're being led now to have the courage to be disliked so that you can be authentic. And that's when you will be happier. Even if you don't switch your partner out for another one, because we could all get another one, but they're just going to be in the same energetic suit. They might look different, but got the same energy. Until we heal what's inside of us, it will continue to show up outside of us. So if you've been blessed with a relationship that's challenging, use it. Don't let it use you. Have the courage to be disliked. Make room for your authentic self. That's how you make room for your authentic self, by having the courage to be disliked. There's a price for authenticity. Authenticity ain't free. People talk about it like it's just the best thing ever. You'll be skipping through roses. Arthur of Kali. Now you see that he she. I mean, I feel like this is divine masculine energy, right? So this is the energy of protection. All right. This is the energy because he got bow and arrows in his hand. And the thing about a bow and arrow is that you don't have to be up close on your enemy to use the bow and arrow. You feel me? You can be at a distance, but still be spiritually protected and prepared for anything that might pop off. So are you needing to put a little space, maybe between you and something or someone, or a particular trait of your own? It could be a habit that's not serving you anymore, right? Put a little space in between you and that habit. Start carving out some space and being like, I usually gravitate towards this particular person or this particular thing to make me feel better, but I'm gonna put a little bit space in between me and that thing, right? I want to be so reliant on that I'm not facing myself and dealing with myself. And it takes courage to do these things, okay? So it says, her heart contains the seeds of your soul and complete awareness of the divine destiny she has always intended for you. There is a sacred purpose for which you were born and a meaningful, divinely protected pathway for you to fulfill it. Only you can decide to put your faith and commitment into that path and to take one step at a time in honoring what has value to your heart, tuning into her loving plan. In taking those steps, the pathway will reveal itself, and you shall attract great blessings that will benefit all beings. When the heart is ready, a compelling question arises: for what purpose was I born? The sacred feminine within the heart knows how to grow and evolve organically and instinctively. There's a sacred masculine energy within the heart, too. It yearns to manifest meaningful truth, to protect that which is worthy, and to dedicate our efforts toward a clear purpose. It provides for our loved ones and creates a safe place within where the feminine values of love and connection can thrive. As that masculine energy grows and evolves within the soul, it expresses a desire to accomplish these aims for a broader community and a higher purpose. Arthur, in that sense, is the search for meaning for a higher purpose, for the methods of creative expression and spiritual exploration that give our lives clear direction and emotional fulfillment. In our intellectually driven society, we prefer to know the destination first and then become somewhat willing to trust we are making progress, provided we feel in control of where we are going. However, the truth of the manifestation of life's purpose is somewhat different. The often painful first step is to give up our stranglehold on the how, when, where, who, and what. Only then can we drop into an instinctive, more intuitive way, which is guided from the feminine wisdom within. Then we will truly be making spiritual progress toward manifestation and fulfillment on every level. At these times, the rational mind is stuck by the notion that it has no idea what, if anything, is actually happening. This is when the inner masculine needs to trust in the inner feminine. There may be some healing work required for that trust to be generated. Such healing can ask you to have the courage and wisdom to move beyond the intellectual assessment of what you think you should be doing and your self created ideas about what evidence of success you should have manifested by now. You will need to shift from assessing your self healing journey. You will be asked to allow yourself to grow into the path you are seeking. The acorn doesn't appear much like an oak tree, but it knows how to become one. You will have to trust in the innate intelligence of your healing process and soul knowing. Only then can you be sure you will not miss your purpose, nor attempt to climb mountains that are not meant for you and that cannot bring you benefit, happiness, or peace. Arthur, however, is not only about purpose, it is about the capacity to accomplish our task and the means necessary to do so. The universe provides all such means, from emotional learning to financial support. To be able to relax and receive such generous grace, we must be on our authentic path and may also need to resolve painful experiences that taught us to distrust. Many people have a complex set of beliefs about emotional and material support. These are largely inherited, often not particularly functional, and yet adopted without reflection. We can struggle to realize that we can choose whether to hold on to these beliefs or let them go in favor of a different, perhaps more generous, kind, and favorable viewpoint. The oracle asks you to consider that your belief system are not a reflection of an inviolable reality, but an expression of the best way you could deal with your past. You owe no allegiance to a belief system. It either supports you or it does not. To allow yourself to be supported brings benefit to all beings. Give yourself permission to do the inner work necessary to open your mind to a more beautiful belief system. As Kali is rebirthing energy, it is time to dispense with the past, especially if there have been wounds around a lack of security. Especially if there have been wounds around a lack of security. That just sounds like what it is to be a woman, what it is to be indigenous on this planet, what it is to be born in scarcity and poverty, what it is to live in a country that has not valued its citizens as much as it has pretended to value its citizens. We have wounds around our lack of security, and things that are happening in the world right now are posing a challenge for us. Can you feel safe and secure even when shit looks crazy? Because if you can, you are able to keep yourself in a vibrational frequency long enough for the path to be made known to you. So this oracle guides you to open your heart and mind to the reality of the material means necessary for your continued development being provided. Even if you've struggled in the past, Arthur Kali brings assurance that you are capable of genuine material and spiritual prosperity. You can manifest that which has real meaning to your heart. You are forging your own authentic path that will bring you fulfillment on all levels and bring positive spiritual repercussions for all beings too. If you have reached a block or a dead end on the path, trust that you have the strength to overcome it. It may not be through attempting to force something to happen in the material world, so much as working on reframing your beliefs and approach so that they are in complete alignment with your inner values. That takes incredible strength and trust in yourself. Going through that process creates spiritual integrity and alignment. Even the greatest willpower to make things happen falls short of what is necessary to manifest your most beautiful, sacred fulfillment without such inner spiritual integrity. Trust that the promise of your sacred success is being fulfilled through every challenge and blessing. I don't know about y'all, but I feel a whole lot better now than I did at first. We have been deceived to believe that we do not deserve what we desire. We have been deceived to believe that it is through effort and force and making things happen that things happen. We have been tricked to not trust the feminine to attract, to lead, to guide intuitively, but to overwork, overuse the masculine. The patriarchy did damage to both feminine and masculine. So here's a prayer, and I want you to allow this to touch your heart. Beloved Kalima, I call upon your divine feminine wisdom and the divine masculine power that arises to protect it with discernment, strength, and courage. I ask for your assistance in all ways, including your blessings of spiritual and material prosperity. May I move beyond my conditioning into unobstructed authenticity and spiritual integrity to joyfully and graciously manifest my true purpose. bringing spiritual benefit to all beings, Jama Kali. And so you can just speak from your heart. Just take a moment after this video and speak from your heart about any concerns that you have, no matter how big or small that they may seem. And know that your words are being received and the answers are already unfolding in grace. You can imagine your words swirling and dissolving into her vast black presence. Out of that presence, a strong masculine energy rises like a gleaming silver sword. This energy is protective and powerful. It is your inner sovereignty to decide, to choose, to cast aside, to protect and respect. And it is the power of determination and focused commitment. Recognize this as part of who you are. The silver sword can be held in your dominant hand. Feel the strength of it. Then allow it to dissolve and trickle into your soul as gleaming silver light. You can finish with your hands in prayer. And you have completed your prayer and ritual. That was a visualization. This was a really needed reading. Don't allow yourself to feel like you're helpless, you're powerless, you're hopeless, and nothing will never change. Because if you feel like that more often than you feel open to change, nothing will change. It's not because the things outside of us are more powerful than us. It's because we haven't shifted enough of ourselves yet to the vibrational match of change. And if our nervous system is dysregulated and change feels unsafe to us, we will cling to things that are familiar, though they are no longer healthy, though they may have expired a long time ago. What are you willing to let go of to receive what you deserve? I posed this question in the coven today in our sisterhood. And the sisters have shared with me, and it's nothing like having a sacred sisterhood, because a lot of us don't trust one another. We don't trust ourselves. We don't trust that things will get better. And a lot of things don't change because we get stuck there. And so, whatever you may be feeling right now, if you feel like you have been stuck in that place, you can change it. It's already working out in your favor. And every card that I pulled after I channeled in the beginning of the reading put emphasis on what I said, and you saw that for yourself. So you can't fake this. You either got it or you don't, you know. But if something is discouraging you, no matter what it is, it doesn't mean that the miracles that you are hoping to happen won't happen. If you assign that meaning to the things that discourage you, that's exactly what you're going to get. So let's just reframe. All through the Ending Energetic Fuckery workbook, I got all of these reframes in there so that this thing is happening and this is what it looks like. But I'm going to reframe it and assign a meaning to it that's going to benefit me and not take away from me. That's how you build up your confidence and your value system and your ability to trust. And this is why Sacred Sisterhood is important, because sometimes you got to take a chance and trust something, someone, to hold what you've been carrying. You can't keep carrying it alone. I've been hurt by sisters too, so I've been afraid to open up. But when I had the courage to do it, when I put my sword in my hand and allow my divine masculine to stand with me so that my feminine can soften into my experience, things started happening for me that I didn't have to do anything but just be. anchored in the present moment, using my practices every day. Because whatever you value, you will devote yourself to it. If you have not been devoted to it, it may be because you don't really value your spiritual journey as much as you thought that you did, and that's okay. That's part of the journey. And you realize, I haven't really been valuing my time. And I let my energy leak, and people siphon energy from me. And I don't hold boundaries, and I don't not go to get-togethers when I'm not able or not feeling it, or don't share how I really feel. Maybe you haven't been valuing how you really feel. This is your chance to change that. To value yourself. You're valuable. You're here in the craziest time to be alive. Right? That one thing alone means your soul came here for a reason. All links will be in the description. I love y'all. Peace.
Yeah. Higher, I take you higher. Higher. Yeah. Yeah. I got this sacred, that sacred fire.